Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for World Trigger Chapter 128. Okay, and this entire chapter pretty much focused on Gattlin, Rata, and Border. Okay, um, Gattlin used his cannon arm, I guess, to fire this pretty powerful laser at the hangar, but Murakami managed to stop most of it, though one of the dogs got his arm, bit his arm off in the process, so that sucks, but you'll notice in this chapter that the coordination going on between the dogs and Rata's spinning rings. He calls them his trigger's name is Despinus, but the translation is dancing hands, which is what I'm going to call it because that's just better. The coordination between the dogs and Rata's trigger, dancing hands, is done in a way where they're trying to make Gatlin's attacks more successful, whether it be with the cannon or with Vasilisa, which is what his trigger is called, his arms. All right, so that's actually very well done on their part. Cosmo notices this as well, which is why at the end of the chapter he wants to try and split them up. But before we get there, um, the dog that bit off Ko's arm, Murakami, gets taken out along with another dog by Konami and Tachikawa. All right. Then Rata tries to distract them using dancing hands, and the rings they just spin around and fly around. They're like lasers, just bouncing all over the place, except they're spheres instead of actual lasers. They just like I don't know what happens when one actually hits someone, but I've only really seen it get dodged and blocked so far. So um, I don't really know. We don't really know everything about what these things can do, but they're mostly being used as a distraction and in order to make Gatlin's attacks more successful. All right. But Kazuma, in order to defend himself against these rings, had to use his weapons, and because he used his weapons, he had to make himself visible. So Rata was actually able to deduce in his head that Kazuma can't use weapons while he's invisible, right? Which may put a wrench in Kazuma's plans, but again, we'll get there at the end. Um, Gattlin uses his Vasilisa, right, to defend against Konami and Tachikawa, who are attacking him. And Konami looks like she got a slash in on one of the arms, but it didn't really do anything. But she did manage to use Meteora on him and Rata. It wasn't a direct hit, but it was an indirect hit. Murakami and Tachikawa tried to take advantage by attacking Rata, but Gattlin came in and blocked. He pinned Tachikawa against the wall. Um, he's pretty confident about how durable his arms are, and they are pretty durable. All right, but he didn't realize just how powerful and tough Sogetsu was, which is Konami's axe, because she was actually able to completely just cut through one of the arms of Vasilisa while saving Tachikawa because he was pinned against the wall. Right, so both sides regrouped after that because Gattlin's pretty good, but also Gattlin just got one of his arms taken out. So not one of Vasilisa's arms taken out. So they're regrouping, trying to adjust and create new strategies. Um, Gattlin realizes that they won't be able to finish the mission in as little time as they thought they would. So he says now it's going to be 15 minutes instead of 10, because that's how much time it's going to take for the cannon to be ready to fire again. All right. He also tells Rata to add more dogs, create more, bring more in, and focus more on defense. Kazuma says, as far as the dogs go, we're all just on our own with that. But as for me, I'm going to focus on taking out Rata, since him and the dogs are the ones who are making it more difficult to get to Gattlin. That's what their entire strategy is. So I'm going to focus on him. We're going to split them up. I'm going to focus on him. The other three of you all focus on Gattlin. And of course, the reason why Kazuma knew that Rata was a little worried about Chameleon, so he decided that he would go and focus on Rata and fight him. But I don't think he knows that Rata realizes the secret of Chameleon, where you can't attack while you're invisible. So that'll make for an interesting fight next week. But assuming we stick with that next week, all right, because the chapter ends with a little update on Hughes. He's heading for Reggie and Toscaro, because he doesn't realize that their orders are to just not to attack him, do whatever they want to him, just as long as he doesn't get back to the neighborhood, the neighbor world, as long as he doesn't get back to Galapalma or after Crater or any of that, okay? So he doesn't realize that. So next chapter we may focus on them. We may go back to Reiji and Arashiyama's squad, we Kako's squad, whatever, we may not stick with this, but hopefully we do, because this is actually a really good fight. I really like the choreography that's going on here. Right? It's very, very good. I'm enjoying it a lot. So I'll give this chapter an 8.5 out of 10. And that's that, you guys. World Trigger is consistently good. Very, very, it's so consistent. It's crazy. I don't know how Daisuke Ashihara does it, but it's consistently good. So yeah, I'll give this chapter an 8.5 out of 10. And that's that, you guys. Hopefully we see more of this next chapter. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at BlacklistOTA. And I'll see you guys next time.